Welcome to the place to be Reivews.
It's a beautiful morning.
So,
I think I'll go outside for a while.
so,
Wait a minute, man. Hey, check this out.
so,
Oh, man, tell him. It was this blind man. Right?
so,
He was feeling his way down the street with this stick.
so,
He walked past this fish market.
so,
He stopped. He took a deep breath. He said,
so,
"Good morning, ladies."
It's a beautiful morning.
so,
I think I'll go outside for a while.
so,
And Coke 45 and 2 zigzags. Baby, that's all we need.
so,
We can go to the park, tap the dog, smoke that tumbleweed.
so,
As the marijuana burn, we can take our turn.
so,
Singing them dirty rap songs.
so,
Stop and hit the ball like Cheech and Chong.
So-
Sell tapes from here to Hong Kong.
Oh, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is mornings with the Place to Be Reviews, and I'm Kuian right here with all of you as I'm being attacked by my dog right now because right before I came on the air, I was finishing my breakfast. And, yeah, she apparently thought the breakfast burrito smelled good, but she cannot have any because there's onions in it, and onions are not good for doggies. So where are we, ladies and gents? We've got the Clown World Review. Hail Tony, my amazing co-host, who, congratulations to him, put out a banger yesterday. Why Lucasfilm keeps defeating the fandom menace. Go check that out over on the Clown World Review. That's Tony's channel. He's up to 106 subscribers. That video is out. Excuse me, 185 views right now. Absolutely killing it. I couldn't be more proud or happy. One day on the internet and he accomplishes all of this. Good job, Tony. We had a great show last night. If you missed it, catch the playback. We had Salvador made a surprise appearance unbeknownst to me. I didn't know Sal was going to appear on the show. I want to apologize to Angeles Draven. Bro, you're coming back on, but last night it was a comeback, and yeah, I want to give Sal his shine. Let's give Draven some get well soon wishes. Hope he's doing well. He's a little bit under the weather as I take a sip of my coffee. Man, whew. Last night's show was, like I said, it was a blast. There was a couple points I literally thought I was gonna die. The laughter that I had, it was just, yeah. I had a great time, and I seriously have not done that many crunches in I don't know how long just from laughing. It was fun. I'm going to go over here though. I'm gonna pull some news up here, man. We've got some stuff to talk about this morning, folks. How is everybody though? How's everybody doing? Are we all good? Everybody's having a good day thus far. I know it's early. If you're joining me for your morning drive, I appreciate it so much. I'm at 596 subs right now. Let's do the damn thing, man. Come on, we need 4 more, get us that 600 mark. And then the next goal would be, I don't know, 630 probably, which I feel is not a unreachable top goal. So let's do it, man. Let's get this. Let's get the channel there. This is definitely a achievable goal for myself and Tony and everybody else involved here at the channel. Man, all my guests, my panelists, my friends, you guys are all part of this. That's why, I say we, not me, because I feel like saying me is shortchanging everybody else who has put effort and, given their time, to be part of this channel. So I am very, very happy with the way the show is going right now. And that was a that was the wrong button. I had there's two of me on the stream now. Let's see. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Let's see. Hang on. There. Is that better? Are you guys getting that echo? Because I can't tell what's going on here. There we go. That's better, right? I've got a clone. I have a clone here. So, guys, what do you think of Batwoman? Has everybody seen the review by now? Because that is just, yeah. Okay, Tony's not getting the echo. All right, good. Good. All right, there we are. I'm back now. All right, so we've got a lot to talk about here. I'm pulling up an article right now from Bounding into Comics. I didn't get a chance to talk about last night. It really, like I said, we ran 3 hours last night, so I didn't really get to talk about it. But it's a Gina Carano article, and this is a little bit, like I said, it's a little bit close to home here because Gina is, the fandom menace. There. That better? All right. So here we go. We've got, can you hear me now? Let me know in the chat. You guys hear me? Okay. All right. We're good. All right, so Bounding into Comics, this is rumored plot leak reveals Gina Carano would have had a major role in Rangers of the New Republic. This is by Donald Edmonds. Big shout out to Doe Life over there. He's a member of the fourth wave of the fandom menace, and yeah, let's get him a shout out and some subs over on his channel. He is they do the damn thing over there on Bounding. We've got a super, super great outlet that does their best to report the news and views that we don't get from the Access media. They don't give us that. They don't respect us at all. It's kind of, it's just, ugh. They're just, these people they have no, the people that work for like Screen Rant, the Mary Sue, Vulture, Polygon, the Playlist, Showbiz Cheat Sheet, Screen Crush, Movie Web. Most of them are just Access Media shills. Those are the Grace Randolphs of the world. Hail Nerium, how are you? New comic book normie is here. We have Roger H. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. I appreciate it. I don't know what I'm doing here. It's all it's a mess. It's a mess. It's okay though. The reason I'm starting early today is because I have to work early. So I figure we go until about 9:45. And we'll call it good there because that'll give me time to get ready for work. So let's go back to this article over here. In a recent video, YouTuber Doomcock revealed he had been given some interesting information. Okay, yep, so we're just going to go right into this here. We know, take it with a grain of salt, blah, blah, blah. To summarize the information, Carano's Cara Dune would have allegedly made an appearance in the Boba Fett series, The Book of Boba Fett, in a recurring cameo role. Her involvement in the show would be to ultimately build her up before introducing her as the lead of her own series. There would have been tie-ins with other shows that Filoni produced, as well as EU lore, and would have culminated in a large-scale crossover show between all of the Disney Plus Star Wars shows. However, as Overlord DVD states, there were actual plans that Favreau made to feature Carano in her own series, but when Kathleen Kennedy fired Carano, these plans were squashed. According to Doomcock, there is a major upheaval going on inside Lucasfilm right this minute. The Civil War is heated up, and it's about to become very public. Okay, let's see here. There are supposedly two warring factions within Lucasfilm vying for the right to direct where the company goes with the Star Wars story. Some rumors have even gone so far as to indicate erasing the sequel trilogy. Well, okay, so we can stop right here and just kind of use that as a baseline for the for the discussion here. Clown World Review says they are agenda, we are pop culture. Exactly. These people don't care about our modern mythologies and these IPs. They don't care about them. All they want to do is push their radical weirdo agenda, and it's not going to happen the way they think it is, because they do at the end of the day have shareholders to answer to and a board of directors and people that make decisions, not Kathleen Kennedy, who quote makes the decisions but is a complete moron when it comes to running a company. She might be good at getting coffee, but she is no good at running Lucasfilm or dictating where the direction of Star Wars should go in the future. We've seen that. It's been proven time and time again that she's completely clueless, tone deaf. Good morning, brightest day. He says, morning. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it, sir. Slap that like button. Thank you all. I appreciate it. But no, Gina Carano is going to go on to have a good career. She's going to have a good career in whatever she chooses to do post Star Wars. I'm really looking forward to seeing what she does over at the Daily Wire with Ben Shapiro, because she's a real human being, and I say that not as to be a smart ass, but I mean she never really fit the Hollywood weirdo mold that most of these actors and actresses fit into. And like I said, you have a true to life badass, strong female, and then Kathleen Kennedy completely just says, nope, we don't want that. She doesn't toe the line. There's something to be said for such hypocrisy being put on full display, which completely goes against every narrative that you have put forth since you took over Disney, not Disney, but Lucasfilm, and saying that the Force is female, women have to be, like I said, I feel like I'm going over the same beats here, but it's like they when are they going to get it? When are they going to understand? I'm a huge fan of Gina, always have been. I'm gonna get another article here that I wanted to talk about. Yes, always been a fan of Gina back to her MMA days. She was just a great actress in the roles that she was given. And I say great not as like Oscar winning, but she fits the roles. It's not to where she's shoehorned in and you don't believe her in a role where she's hip tossing some 200-pound guy or killing Michael Fassbender. I completely endorse Hollywood using more women like her in roles like that. Don't give me 104-pound, Ruby Rose and say, oh yeah, she's gonna knock out this 70 pounds, 7 foot tall, offensive tackle. It's not gonna happen. But you look at a woman like Gina Carano, who's a trained fighter, and just has that presence, but she's still absolutely feminine, and that's the beauty of her, is she can play either role. Her acting ability has improved vastly, and I say that as I loved Haywire. I thought Haywire was a perfect vehicle to introduce her skill set and her talents. Hail Thomas Gilkey, the Gilk Man. Hello, sir. Thank you for joining us. I do appreciate it. Thank you, brother. Thank you for joining us, man. You guys are the reason I do this. I'm over here looking. There's an article I wanted to talk about. and it is. Do you remember the Flash? Kids, you remember? Hey, kids, do you remember the Flash? Do you remember the elongated man, Ralph Dibny? Well, the Mary Sue, this bastion of journalistic integrity, they recently wrote an article about him, and it's from our good friend Princess Weeks. Now let's go over here and we'll take a look. This came out yesterday, late yesterday afternoon. We're gonna take a look at this. And speaking of bad garbage tier journalism, the Mary Sue is like the apex. They say they're the nexus of pop culture. They're the nexus of shit journalism and faux empowerment of women. That's tearing down men, being a misandrist. That's not empowering to women. That just screams of pettiness, and I don't know. I can't get down for that. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let's take a look here at this, and here we go. Last year, actor Hartley Sawyer was fired from the CW's The Flash after sexist and racist things he said were brought to light. Considering the climate and the... Oh, here we go. See, this is straight SJW journalism right here. And just the gross things that were said and how recently it happened, the exit made sense. But the question remaining was what to do with the character of Ralph Dibny, who he'd portrayed for several seasons. Yeah, spoilers for Flash season 7, episode 3. I mean, let's be honest. This show should have ended, probably 3 seasons ago. They could have ended this show with season... They could have ended it with season 3 or 4. And it would have been fine. They just... Ugh. I want to go back and highlight Tony's comment. Kennedy spent her lifetime intimidated by women like Gina when Carano is naturally what Kennedy attempts to present as a facade. Absolutely. That's what insecure people do. They project. And everything Kathleen Kennedy does is basically a projection. And that's right, Vassy. She says, and insecurity. Yeah. You can't fake that. You can't fake that level of confidence. Because eventually it comes to light, and everybody knows Kennedy's insecure because she's not good at her job, and the only reason she has her job is because they won't fire her due to the fact that she is a woman, and firing a woman in a position of power, such as Kathleen Kennedy right now, is absolutely horrible optics for the company as a whole, and it really speaks to the level of commitment they do not have, to their shareholders and the people that actually make those overblown salaries, those bloated salaries that Bob Chapek, Bob Iger are paid. In all honesty, was it last year? Let's see, Chapek made $14 million and Iger made $21 million, but the caveat to that is the year before, Chapek made $21 million and Iger made $49 million. So you can see that there is a definite dip in salary, but that's because of a dip in profits. And, it appears that they still haven't learned. They still have not learned that you can't just consistently shit on your customer base and expect them to keep coming back for more. And the CW is kind of along that lines because you've got a great show like Superman and Lois, which I haven't watched the episode from this week. So me and Enter the Unfamiliar are going to be reviewing the first. Basically, we'll redo because we did episode, I think, 1, and we're going to go back and we're going to do the rest of the season, kind of like our thoughts on episodes 1 through 5, and because they're taking off because they had some problems because of the coof on set. So they are going to put that on pause and air Supergirl in its place, which literally makes no sense whatsoever to air Supergirl because that show is just it's garbage tier. The ratings for that show are horrible. Melissa Benoist is a beautiful woman, seems to be a somewhat talented actress, but the show's writing is, like I said, the writing is nonsensical. It's overtly woke. I don't know. I think the best thing about it was, what's his name? John Cryer as Lex Luthor. I don't even know. They might have killed him off, but I have no idea. I don't know. I don't pay attention to it. I watched, I think, the first season of it, and my cat's running around chewing on cords, but we're good. We're all good. We're fine. Everything's fine. So let's see here. Well, here we go in episode 3 of this season, titled Mother, which would have technically been the season finale for the 6th season before COVID got in the way. Ralph returned along with love interest Sue Dearborn. In a bid to prevent Eva McCulloch, Mirror Mistress, from taking everyone and replacing citizens with mirror duplicates, the city went into blackout mode to keep them safe. Sue was framed for the murder of Eva's husband, and in order to clear Sue's name, Ralph attempted to break into one of Eva's buildings to find evidence to clear Sue's name. However, she blew up the building with Ralph still inside, melting his face off. Thankfully, he's the Elastic Man, and that wasn't such a big deal as the team attempted to put his face back together. They had Ralph wearing a face mask and helmet that altered his voice at the end of the episode. He and Sue were on a boat elsewhere. This leaves the door open for another actor to fill in the messed up face. Considering that Batwoman is recasting Kate Kane in season 2, despite saying they wouldn't, and just by the nature of the genre shows, they have room to recast characters. I would prefer to go that route rather than just get rid of Dibney, because the character, as written, was really entertaining. Plus, after waiting for Sue Dearborn to be cast, I don't want to see an actress being punished because of a man's bad behavior. Oh, God. Oh, God. I don't want to see an actress being punished because of a man's bad behavior. I covered his tweets in a video last year. It wasn't... The tweets weren't that terrible. They were... Were they off color? Yes. Were they, like, as bad as, say, James Gunn's tweets? No. You know, it was more, it seemed to be reading them. It was tongue-in-cheek humor. And like I said, I don't really have a dog in this fight or a horse in this race with the Flash because I don't care about the Flash. My son and I stopped watching it, like I said, at the beginning of season 4. So I don't really care about the Flash. I do care about somebody being fired unjustly. And Vassy says this sounds like a soap opera synopsis. Yes, it does, Vassy. It does. But it's a CW. You know, it's all about feelings and sitting and talking. And, you know, of course, what would a CW show be without
The lesbian!
That's, you know, that's it though. That's about the size of it. I don't know. I find it amusing that these people are so hell bent on, you know, continually pushing this agenda still in these shows and with little to no regard. So I don't know what do you guys think though? You know, it's funny to see that this is continually happening in all of these CW shows. It's like they're just, we don't know what the hell's going on. We're just gonna make it up as we go. The good old Mary Sue though. I mean, really, like what more can you say about a website that writes with such integrity? Besides, I love Team Flash, and while it is a cast that is bursting at the seams at times, I'd rather the characters get to end their own terms rather than be brought down in rushed ways or killed off for no in-universe reason. Well, there was really, I mean, you didn't have to fire the actor, but, I mean, cancel culture and all being as that, you know. I mean, when you when you get rid of an actor like Mike Henry from the Cleveland show, just because he's voicing a character that he doesn't look like. I mean, what more can you say about the current state of pop culture and entertainment in general? You know, it says now the 6th season can begin in earnest since blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, we're done with you. But yeah, so this article was more or less just her complaining about, you know, an actress having to, you know, not be punished for the bad behavior of a man, because let's face it, the Mary Sue employs a bunch of insane cat ladies. You know, they don't have any journalistic integrity or skill for that matter. They have no acumen for the jobs that that they do. It's funny because one of the women that writes at the Mary Sue is or was a attorney, which I'm sure she practices. It's like she's probably like a public defender or something like that. God, I don't understand it. I don't. It's fun. It's just it's too amusing to me that that you have like the biggest collection of cat ladies on the internet, and you're calling yourself the nexus of pop culture when everything you do is misandrist in nature. And that's the thing is like these are the people that want equality, the equal representation for all, unless you're a man, but if you're a man that checks the right boxes, that's fine. That's all well and good. But, don't look like Hartley Sawyer. And yes, Vassy, very angry cat ladies indeed. Yeah, you can't look like Hartley Sawyer and even slip up a little bit without being, excommunicated from the entertainment world for it. I mean, how many times have they tried to cancel Dave Chappelle? Okay. And that's the funny thing about trying to cancel Dave Chappelle is Dave Chappelle is not some, conservative voice in Hollywood. Dave Chappelle just kind of has always marched to the beat of his own drum. And he's talented. Dave Chappelle is a talented man. He's funny. He always has been. He has a knack for comedy and a knack for telling the truth and turning it into comedy, much like the comedians of old, which basically is tantamount to, intelligent satire, which was something that Saturday Night Live used to do really well, and we talk about this all the time. Saturday Night Live spent the last 4 years attacking the man who was president. And now that they've put all their eggs in one basket, they have nothing left. Dave Chappelle has FU money. Dave Chappelle's had FU money. Yeah. Ernie Hudson should have voiced Cleveland from the beginning. Bigots.
I don't know about Ernie doing my voice, but I just like doing the Cleveland voice with the camera on because it just looks so fucking funny to see this voice coming out of this. But I mean, who knows? I really could talk like this. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, Mike Henry was great. It's the same thing with Apu from The Simpsons. There was no reason. You really removed somebody, the character in Apu, who and Nick Utam from World Class is. His ethnic background, he's Indian. So, and I asked him about it. I said, hey, what was it wasn't a problem. Nick wasn't a Simpsons fan. So, but it was just like, whatever. I always thought of Abu like, well, I mean, is the character funny? Yeah, but he runs a business. He's there every day. He supports his family. He put his kids through college. I mean, I'm just trying to look at the positives of the character. You know what I mean? And yeah, he was always, like I said, it was, the character was always there. He was never doing anything nefarious, potato. Let's see. Vassy says the racial draft from Chappelle. Oh my God. That was one of the first skits I remember Bill Burr in, was the racial draft in the World Series of Dice. Damn. Yeah. Twitter would freak out. The racial draft. I just, God, why? That is comedy. That is comedy done right. Like, that was hilarious. You remember, like, they redid, then they redid Roots. They had the outtakes from Roots or something like that. That was hilarious. You had truly, Clayton Bigsby, the black white supremacist. I mean, Dave and his writing partner, co-creator Neil Brennan of that show, did a absolutely magnificent job navigating the skits. And it just, yeah, I miss Chappelle's show too. Season 3, because I own the first 2 seasons. In season 3, it was like, I wanted to buy it, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not. And no offense to Donnell Rawlings and God rest Charlie Murphy's soul. I love Charlie Murphy. The True Hollywood Stories. Prince and Rick James, I will never, ever forget those. I can't wait till my son's old enough to show him those. I don't know if he'll get the context of it, but God, that Prince one was funny. But yeah, Charlie, I mean, I still quote the Charlie Murphy skit, you know. It's Charlie Murphy, the Rick James. It's a joy to behold these things. That were once considered like the epitome of funny and comedy, and everybody was talking about Chappelle's show. You know, at the time, it gave me kind of a callback to things like In Living Color, and to a much lesser extent, the show with John Leguizamo, House of Buggin', if you remember that. That was a short-lived variety comedy show on Fox as well. I think it tried too hard to be In Living Color without being In Living Color. And John Leguizamo is funny, but not enough to carry an entire variety show like that. In Living Color had such a great ensemble cast of future stars, and, you know, B and C tier comedians as well. Had it not been for In Living Color, we might not have ever been graced with J-Lo, because she started out as one of the Fly Girls. So, yeah, that. You know, there's my trip down memory lane for the morning. But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have anything in the chat you want to add to that? Just let me know. I'm always happy to hear from my chat on these matters. Yeah, there's so much going on. I'm pretty much over the whole Justice League thing. As far as the Snyder Cut goes. Oh God, Vassy says now we have Lily Singh. Lily Singh is not funny in the least bit. Oh God, like, who decided that Lily Singh was going to be the like, this is the bar for late night talk shows. You know, and what is she? Isn't she on like the internet? Is she even on TV? Or is it just like a web show? I don't know. I've only seen clips. I have no idea. I try not to pay attention to idiots like her. Somebody will soundbite that and be like, "Oh my God, he's such a misogynist. Such a misogynist." She's terrible. Brightest Day says, "We won't get entertainment like that until people become unafraid to take risks again." Well, that's the problem. We have to change the culture of the people who are making our entertainment. If we continue to let our entertainment be produced by these absolute weirdos, then we reap what we sow. You can't let people that don't value actual entertainment entrust them to create entertainment, and not expect to get absolute shite, which is what we've been given. You know, and it speaks to a lot of things. It speaks to society, and, you know, Hollywood tries to reflect, or used to try to reflect, society. Now they're just like, this is reality, and everybody in the real world's like, no, it's not. No, yes, it is. You know, I'm all for, and before we get into the Batwoman stuff, I feel like I have to just consistently reiterate this. Literally nobody that has any sort of, you know, functioning brain has a problem with diversity in entertainment, cinema, television, music, you know, books, novels, comics. Nobody cares. Nobody has a problem with diverse characters. If you do, then that you are truly a bigot. I'm sorry. That's what you are. If you truly have issues with that, if you truly have issues with, you know, female characters that are okay, and I will say that in the context of, if you have problems with female characters that are, say, like Cara Dune, well fleshed out, well acted, well presented, then you actually truly have issues with probably deep within yourself that you need to do some introspective, soul searching and figure those things out. For the people out there who are just like, this isn't diverse enough, and it's areas like, okay, say, what is that show? Vikings. Okay, so Vikings are like what, Scandinavian, Nordic, pretty much all white. And when you start going, we don't have enough diversity in shows like Vikings. I tend to question your motives and what your version of diversity actually entails, because that doesn't make any sense. Okay, and I've used the example. Where I live is, I grew up in this area. It is not very diverse at all. It's not. Pretty much everybody is white. Hail Daisy Divine, thank you for joining us. Let me go back here after I finish my thought, and I'll go back to Vassy, and I'll go down the line with Daisy's comments as well. It's not very diverse. It isn't. Now, when I moved away, I lived in an area that was ethnically diverse, and no problem. My neighbors, I had Muslim neighbors, and they were wonderful human beings. My other neighbors were originally Nigerian immigrants. One was the dean of a university's College of Health. His wife was a retired registered nurse. Both of them, absolutely beautiful, wonderful human beings, are kind, caring. My other neighbor was a 95-year-old retired female professor, widowed. We had Muslims, we had, Asians. There was, I lived in a small, the neighborhood I lived in was, it was kind of, I lived on a cul-de-sac, all right? There was only 15 houses, but the city was diverse because there's a university there, and we were about 45 minutes north of a major city. So it was a diverse area. I never had an issue. I never took issue with it once. It was like, this is a nice change of pace, moving here from where I moved now. The only reason I moved back to where I live now is I have aging parents that I help take care of, and be closer to family and things like that is important when, because I have a son and I want my, my parents to be able to, spend their twilight years around their grandson. So I moved back, but I enjoyed it. It was a nice change of pace. The business I worked in, I dealt with people from all walks of life. Never had an issue, and it's funny. I never had an issue as far as a customer being obtuse with me. From somebody from another race. It was always white people giving me shit. They were the biggest assholes. So I don't know what that says. That speaks volumes, but I'm just saying, no, diversity in itself, when it's natural, is great. But that would be like somebody making a movie. And the point I'm making is that would be like somebody making a movie about the town I live in now and saying, say it's a TV show. Okay. They're complaining about, there's not enough diversity in this show. And it's like, well, the cast is representative of the real life area that it's, the world that it's supposed to be built around. Doesn't matter. We don't have enough diversity. Nobody's going to like this. It's like, well, the people that understand those kind of areas, doesn't matter. That's exactly what these people want. It's like they want things injected that aren't there naturally and don't make sense. It makes about as much sense as Liz Taylor playing Cleopatra. It's a joke. Let's go back here. Let's see. Vassy says, remember when consumerism would force companies to bend to customers' opinions? Good times. Well, that's the absolute goal of running a business, is to have diversity, of consumer bases and products, and give the customers what they want, what they need. Not, hey, I sell, I sell X. Oh, well, okay, I'm going to come in and I was looking for Y. Oh, you don't want to buy X for me? You're a bigot. No, that's just not what I need. God, it's just, I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. Let's see, your government is excluding all what, absolutely. If diversity was your strength, China would open its borders. There's a 17th letter of the alphabet sticker on the video again. Damn. Yeah, so we're going to go over here to tvseriesfinale.com. And yep, it's time, ladies and gents. We have not done it yet, but we are going to look at some ratings for my, I was going to jokingly say my favorite show, but I just ate. So I won't do that because I'll probably lose my breakfast. We're gonna talk about Batwoman ratings for the 8th episode of season 2, and I have to be honest. I was cruising through the Batwoman Twitter account, the CW Batwoman Twitter account, and I started a conversation with someone, and I wasn't sure how it was going to go. She's absolutely wonderful. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We follow each other on Twitter now. Big Kate Kane fan. And obviously she's I looked at her profile on Twitter, and by Kate Kane fan, I don't mean the Ruby Rose Kate Kane. I mean the I want to buy X from you. X gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. Hey, fat cat, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, Big Meech is here. You're not jumping up here. My crazy old cat lady. I am a crazy cat lady. Jesus, what happened there? Let's go to these ratings though. Here we go. It got adjusted again. Okay, so we look down here, 321. Here we go, 321.21. All right, the ratings, a 0.536. That's 536,000 people watched this show the other night. Okay, that's after look at this. You've got this. It's funny. The season premiere was down 64% from the finale of season 1. Then you drop down another 5. I mean, you're at 600,000 viewers. What? They're talking about canceling this. Okay, it hurts me partially because I'm like, man, if you cancel Batwoman, what am I gonna do? I feel like I have Stockholm syndrome because of this show now. But seriously though, look at, okay, so we have the 14% jump to 700,000, then back down to 500,000 and 9, down to 490. The low was 456,000, episode 6. And these guys will take anything they can as a little victory. But God, you can't, like, how is the finances? Like, who is paying for this? Vassy says $300K for the finale. Let's teach the cat to say diarrhea. Damn it, Tony. 300. I would really laugh if they hit 300,000 for the for the series finale. I mean, that shit would just be absolute gold. Tony, Pepsi is introducing a Peeps flavor. Okay, Peeps are disgusting as it is. I know people have issues with candy corn and things like that, but I mean, let's be honest. In the candy hierarchy, Peeps are just absolutely wretched. God, like that is like one of the most disgusting candies I think I have ever eaten. And that's only second to like black licorice and the black jelly beans. Those are disgusting. That's why I don't eat or I don't drink Jägermeisters, because I hate the smell of black licorice. Hail, Sporking News. Hail, working but candy corn blows. Oh, what an anti-candy corn bigot. I love you, Scotty. We're going to get you back on the show soon, too, brother. I apologize. I will be back on Sporking News next Wednesday night. I'll come over and make my weekly appearance. I feel bad I haven't been there in a couple weeks, brother. But yeah, Scotty is a Sporking News. Great channel. Check them out. Member of Rogue Entertainment, along with myself and many other great content creators. Yeah, let's see. Them some bright colored candy corn. Holy crap. I didn't look at it. I just, God, I can't. Peeps, though, man. Ugh. Yuck. I remember getting those in my Easter baskets as a kid and just like, I'm never going to eat these. I'm not. I'm never going to eat these. These are going right in the garbage. God. So we'll Pepsi now with 2,000% change of diabetes. Oh yeah. I think if you drank Peeps flavored Pepsi, that's difficult to say. You might as well just go ahead and amputate your own foot. Let's be honest there. I mean, that is just. Let's see. I want to talk a little bit about Wallace Day taking over as Kate Kane, though. What is anybody familiar with Wallace Day's work? I'm not. I don't know who she is. Let's see. I'm just pulling up an article now. Let's see. I'm looking here. We'll go with God. Do we want to go with comic book movie? Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Deadline from a couple days. It's from 3 days ago, but it'll just serve as a baseline for the for the discussion here. And man, Wallace Day. Yeah, this is the chat saying never heard of her. Like I said, I hadn't either. I saw a picture of her and I was like. There's some definite similarities. I want to look up her stats though and see how tall she is because Ruby Rose is like 5'7", but she only weighs like 100. I might be off, but she just small. She's a very small statured woman, and honestly, and I had this discussion with the young lady I met on Twitter the other day when we were talking on the Batwoman thread. I would have went for, and I doubt that they could have afforded her, but hear me out. Don't prejudge. Mackenzie Davis. Now, Mackenzie Davis is like 5'10", all right? Terminator Dark Fate, horrible movie. Absolutely horrible movie. Mackenzie Davis, the first time I ever saw her was a clip from Blade Runner 2049, and I was admittedly a little bit smitten with her. Beautiful woman. Okay? Can she pull off action roles? Yes. Terminator, the way they presented her, her look, the haircut didn't do her any justice at all. But it was just the way they she looked okay, but it was like, to me, for her size, I would have preferred she came in a little bit thicker. She looked gangly. If you're trying to tell me that, okay, she's an android, all right, superhuman strength, whatever, an enhanced human, okay, I can buy that, but I would have liked to have seen her come in a little bit thicker, a little more muscle. She would have, it would have looked better. Even, what's her name? Kristana Loken from Painkillers, or Painkiller Jane on Sci-Fi back in the day. Daisy Divine says British, nothing on her resume of note. Yeah, they could have done better for the. But like I said, I don't know Wallace Day. I don't want to judge. I'm not judging her. But I just personally, I would have, if you're gonna go that route. And this is the thing, they're not even gonna make her Batwoman again. They're nerfing Kate Kane's character. Because they have their ultimate box checker. They have Javicia Leslie, who is Alphabet Community. She's a black woman, and they said they weren't going to cast anybody who wasn't black, I believe, for the role. So it seemed just a little bit prejudicial, considering Kate Kane is a white Jewish woman. But they said, Painkiller Jane, that's going back. Yeah, I believe that was the name of the show with Kristana Loken, whatever it was. Yeah, man, I just remember, she was the only reason I went to see Terminator, was it Rise of the Machines? Because after Terminator 2, I really had no interest in any more Terminator movies. I'm like, they don't really need to make any more. And it was like 2003 or 4, maybe 5 when that one came out. I was just like, yeah, I was like, she's hot. I'm like, we'll go check this out, God. Terminator, Terminator Rise of the Machines. We get Claire Danes in that. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. She looked better in the role. than Mackenzie Davis did, I think, at that point. But like I said, they didn't do Mackenzie Davis any favors with her look. They didn't. They wanted to then that's the thing, is like the deconstruction of femininity in Hollywood is something it's troubling. It really is. And I say this all the time because a woman can be strong, she can have muscle and still be feminine. Mackenzie Davis was just lanky and not very feminine in that role, and that doesn't make or break a female action movie. But if you look back at the 80s, look at women like Cynthia Rothrock, Mimi Alessios, Margene Holden. These are some kind of if you don't know who Cynthia Rothrock is, I suggest you look her up, because she was basically like, I mean, the queen of like B action movies. And she was a legit martial artist who used to fight men because there were no women who fought competitive martial arts on a wide scale like there is now, with MMA and, you know, the birth and emergence of women's, not the birth, but the, you know, the going mainstream of women's mixed martial arts. So yeah, Cynthia was, and she's 62 years old, still absolutely can. She could probably do an action movie right now better than actresses who are a third of her age. And she's still very beautiful, has taken extremely good care of herself. And it's still just nice to see her, that she's held up after time, and respect the hell out of her work. She was great. But yeah, there's a lot of actresses from the 80s, 80s and 90s that it's like you could have done so much. I remember, I'm trying to think, it was Universal Soldier 2. One of my favorite ESPN2 fitness personalities was in it. Kiana Tom, if you remember, was it? I can't remember what her show was called. It was like her workout show on ESPN2 in the morning. Yeah, Kiana was. I'm not gonna lie. She was in Playboy. I think I was like 20 or 21. That's still one of my favorite Playboys of all time. Right? Yeah, not gonna lie. But let's get over to this article here before I ramble, because we're almost out of time because I have to get ready for work. On Sunday, Batwoman showrunner Caroline Dries, who's a complete moron, confirmed that actress Wallace Day would be joining the cast as Kate Kane, taking over the role previously held by Ruby Rose. And now Rose has taken to Instagram to share that she is, quote, stoked for Day. I'm sorry I didn't congratulate at Wallace Day yesterday, Rose said on Instagram in response to a photo tribute to her version of Kane. I knew about the casting beforehand and didn't know when it aired, so I forgot to. Convenient. I'm seeing all these things I'm tagged in with people sad or wondering how I felt, she added. I feel great. I have nothing but good vibes. Okay. So I'm going to call bullshit on that one, because Ruby Rose expressed interest in returning to the role recently. So for her to say she's stoked for another actress to come in and play the role that, admittedly, a lot of fans, there is a lot of fans out there of hers. They wanted her to come back. She didn't. It wasn't going to happen. They cast somebody else. So now the thing is, I give her some credit for some professionalism. Yeah, that's right, Daisy. They're actresses. It's all PR and butt kissing. Exactly. It's nothing but that. It's nothing but a PR stunt for Rose at this point, because she wants to continue working. They said she's done 3 movies since she left Batwoman. None of them have been good. None of them. You had the Doorman. She was again, just basically beating the shit out of overly accommodating stuntmen who were like, another half of me. I'm 6'3", and right now I only weigh about 210 because I've lost 30 pounds. Let's talk about this last night. Been doing Weight Watchers, dropped 30 pounds. I just got to start lifting again. But yeah, I feel better. So she's just beating the shit out of these overly accommodating stuntmen that are the size of NFL linebackers. And it doesn't aid in the suspension of disbelief when you have an actress that couldn't fight her way out of a wet paper bag. And it does. I think it hurts your product. It's not me being a misogynist, because like I said, I enjoy seeing, I love seeing strong athletic women in roles like this. I do. If I had to if I had to pick a type, that would be it right there. I mean, yeah, if we had a bunch of Gina Carano clones, if we could, not necessarily, all of them be Gina, but like of that mold in Hollywood playing these roles, I think we'd be much better off. We would, and I hearken back to the movie Salt with Angelina Jolie. And I find even years ago when that came out, I was watching it going, I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. I mean, God, I forgot to mention Corey Everson. She was a bodybuilder in the 80s, got into acting. She was in a lot of those B movies. She was in one of the Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Always had to play like the sidekick or the goon role, but always looked absolutely beautiful doing it. She carried a athletic to mildly muscular physique when she acted, but she never looked anything short of feminine and just gorgeous. No, Ruby doesn't want to put the work in. That's the thing with these actresses. Look at Brie Larson. I worked out so hard. I was pushing Jeeps uphill both ways. And it's like, like I said, my old co-host, MJ, she's a spokesmodel now for Bucked Up Supplements. Big shout out to her. We haven't spoken over a year. Still have nothing but the utmost respect for her and wish nothing but the best for her. She did her workout. The point I'm making with this is she did her workout, Brie Larson's workout. She was just, I want to try this. Sans pushing the Jeep because she didn't have a Jeep to push. She's like, I can push my Impala around all day. But no, she says, I did her workout as a warm up before I lifted. It was like, she goes in, it was like nothing. And there's been trainers that have rated Gal Gadot's workout compared to Bree's, and they said, Gal Gadot's workout was much more challenging. But I look at Gal Gadot; she's a beautiful woman. She was in the IDF. Nothing, tip the cap to her for her service in the Israeli military. She's another one, a little bit skinny. Now, she's supposed to be an Amazon. Okay, like I said, when I watched even the original Justice League, you got more of the, you could see the Amazons. They're Amazons. They're muscular. You had the two girls swinging the hammers in the cave where the mother box is kept. One of them's name's Brooke Anise. She's a CrossFitter, absolutely jacked, but still another one, just gorgeous woman. It's like, and people, of course, the heifers at the Mary Sue were complaining their outfits are too revealing. When these women compete, what do you think they're wearing? Do you think they're covered head to toe, wearing shawls and burqas? No, you're wearing like sports bras, athletic wear, stuff like that. Alicia Vikander out there, Vassy, absolutely right. That was another one. Alicia Vikander, there was talk about her playing Spider-Woman. And it's like, why would you not, her Tomb Raider movie, admittedly, not the best movie because she had to rely too much on the characters around her for her motivations to get where she needed to go. Yes?
I think they were gorgeous.
It's my wife
Wonder
saying,
Woman, beautiful women.
Are you talking the Amazons?
Yes, beautiful women.
That's Mrs. Wakuian right there. Yeah, they were. Jesus. I mean, you had like what? Probably 40 or 50, they ranged from CrossFitters to female bodybuilders to figure and fitness competitors as the Amazons in the background. And that is absolutely, that's what they look like. They're not these blue hair. And it's like these blue haired people, I always say blue-haired, side-shaved, septum rings, but I'm not gonna lie. I've seen some smoke shows with some septum rings, so I can't knock them all. But yeah, it's just these weirdos that want to and then they want to body shame these women. Basically, is what they want to do because it's not fair. You're just doing that for the male gaze, and it's like nobody told these women to be that. Hey, hon, come here. You have a request from the Clown World Review. Tony said, say diarrhea. Okay, I'll stop with the poo jokes now.
Really? No.
She said no, sorry. Well, I mean, I'm sure they could hear you on the mic, but... Okay, you can go back to work now.
Thank you.
She said no. Sorry, Tony. See, I'm such a misogynist. I'm such a misogynist. Tony just gave us a sad face.
Yeah, you're such a misogynist. Your wife works for a living and you take care of our child.
Yep. Yeah. That's I said. Yeah. That's it. I've been basically I work at my son's school. But yeah, my wife is basically the breadwinner. Because I just work part time. So it's. Yeah, I'm a terrible misogynist. I hate strong females.
You wouldn't have married me.
No. Although you are an insane German, but
Yeah.
that's why I don't trust you when I'm around the oven.
Well, you shouldn't lip off.
See? You see this abuse? She's a misandrist. I married a man-hating kraut.
I do not hate you.
So,
I just think your place is in the kitchen and vacuuming.
do I need to vacuum?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I gotta go out in the garage and fix cars and do manly things and whatnot. Who the fuck am I kidding? When I need something done on my car, I just take it into the dealership and have them do it. It's a fucking lease. The only thing I have to do is check the air in the tires occasionally. That's a special guest appearance this morning by Mrs. Wakuian. We got a few more minutes here. This Mr. Mom, Tony says this Mr. Mom reboot sucks. She went in her office and she went in my office and closed the fucking door. I hope she didn't hear that. This is why I'm in the living room, because she works from home and I get kicked out of my office, which it was funny. And I don't know, some of you that are new to the channel might not know the complete story. When I started, before I started the YouTube channel, there was a podcast. It was always called The Place to Be Reviews. It was originally supposed to be The Place to Be, which was just based off of a Seinfeld episode where George moved out of his parents' house finally, and his dad turned his old room into a billiards room. And the maestro, Bob Cobb, Kramer, and Frank Costanza, the late, great Jerry Stiller, they were trying to come up with a name, and he says, what is it? And he says, The Place to Be. And I'm like, I'm a huge Seinfeld fan. I own every season. I've got a Seinfeld board. We used to do Seinfeld trivia on the show here. But yeah, that was where the name was derivative from, was a Seinfeld gag. And I completely lost my train of thought here. This is what happens to me in the morning. I haven't finished my first cup of coffee yet. I got to go to work. But big news is last day of school for 10 days, which is good. Except I apologize to you guys too. I've only got one video out this week. It's Batwoman. Only at 77 views. Get that over 100. I'm gonna stop doing it if you guys don't give me 100 views on those videos. Share it. I'm just kidding. I'll like I said, I'm contractually obligated to review every episode of Batwoman. I will continue through the end of the show. I promise you that, to review every episode of Batwoman, cover the news. I just don't have time to do the ratings video this week. My son will be off school for 10 days after today, so next week might just be a live stream week too. And after next week, my work schedule will go back to normal. So I'll go back to putting a couple of videos out a week. BETAP, the PTSD champion. Daisy, you're absolutely right. I'm masochistic, so nobody else has to be. And I do it with a smile. And just say thank you. May I have another? No, I'm going to be changing the content up a little bit here. There's going to be there might not be as many single release videos until I get rolling, because we're gonna start doing an I Love the '80s series, which I'm gonna start. I'm jumping around in the decade of the '80s. I'm gonna do a cartoon called Galaxy High School, which is one of my favorites. Here, let's do this. I'm just going to do this. I'm gonna go over here, and we'll look this up real quick, because I absolutely love. I'm an 80s kid. I am, and the cartoons then were absolutely wonderful. and I can't I can't get away from that. And I'm sharing them with my son because he likes some of them. And it's funny, Galaxy High School, Don Felder did the music for Galaxy High School. And those of you familiar with the animated cartoon, not cartoon, it was an animated movie from the 80s, Heavy Metal. He did the music for that as well. And he did the music for this show, which is very, very different than Heavy Metal. It was a Saturday morning cartoon. It ran 1986 from September to December of 86 and featured 13 episodes, which I'll be reviewing those. I'm going to do them in bunches, though. I'll do I'll probably do the premiere and the finale as standalones. And then I'll do 2 episodes per review. So we'll do it that way. There's 13, so like I said, I'll work it in. We might go 2, 2, and then a 3 or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But here is let me share this. I want to share this with you. This is the introduction to the show, right here. Over here on YouTube. Let's see. Here is the opening credits from Galaxy High School. I'm gonna get the volume set. Let me know in the chat if this is too loud or too soft. You can't hear it. But here we go.
Doyle was a high school star. Everybody thought he'd go.
And I love the animation style.
But he didn't get a thing from the classes he took. He just wasn't interested in his books. Amy was the smartest girl at school. Not very popular, not very cool. 2 kids will be chosen from Earth to go to school at Galaxy High. Traveling millions of miles through space to go to school in a far-out place. Amy is the sweetheart. Doyle's got a lot to learn here at Galaxy High.
There it is, right there. So that's the opening credits for Galaxy High School, and I absolutely when I found that on YouTube, I was absolutely ecstatic. I was like, oh my god. And it's funny because I bring this show up on different streams I'm on, and people are like, wait, what? I'm like, here, let me, I'll just DM you the intro to it or whatever. And they're like, oh man, like that's, Tony says I missed the 80s. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And like I said, I asked Tony if he minded if I hit up an 80s show, because he was doing the 80s Master of the Universe, the original Ninja Turtles show, which get over there and he's got the video from yesterday. I'm giving Tony's channel Clown World Review, which I'm gonna hang on. I'm gonna do my due diligence right now. I got to give him some shine because this cat is not only my co-host but one of my best friends, and talented, like absolutely talented as hell. Great production value on the videos, and we're up to 188 views on your video right now, bro. Go over there. You need to go in there today and get your custom URL. I got one. You need to get one too, man. You can get that now. I'm excited. You get your custom. I love that. That was when I got mine. I was like, ooh, I can see my own name. It's like so because you see YouTube and then / it's like E-Temple Queen's Place to Be Reviews or the place to be whatever. It's just like it's a sense of accomplishment, and it feels good. It really does, and I couldn't be happier that your channel is finally getting some exposure and some traction that you deserve. It is. It's great to see, man. It truly is. And I'm putting your link in the chat right now. I'm fairly certain everybody, if they're not subscribed, they should be right here. Bam. There we go. There's a Clown World Review. Don't just read the headlines. Watch it all. Well worth the watch. Yeah. It was. That's the problem, and I'm seeing it on Facebook, like you said, in those groups, Tony. is that people are just reading the headline. They're like, they automatically assume that you're not Fandom Menace with a title, but that speaks volumes to the fact that our inclination to prejudge things by its cover instead of the contents within are really, on forefront here. And it's also, people have a short attention span. It's, that was me with last week. Like I said, your video was 19 minutes. My last 2 Batwoman reviews are total 45 minutes. One is 20 and one is 25. They've gotten like 5 minutes longer every week. I think Az is challenging me. I mean, I don't even think Az knows I exist, but yeah, I feel like him and I should be reviewing this together, because we both have definite styles when it comes to reviewing the show, and I think he's fucking hilarious, and I would really like to work with him on one of these. Make it happen. Make it happen. Tweet at Az, tell him he needs to get the Place to Be reviews on his channel to review Batwoman with him. But no, man, I'm gonna be doing an I Love the 80s series, which will be covering TV, movies, all different things from pop culture in the 80s. I'm not going to go like with, hard in the paint and be like, this is 1986 and these are all 75 movies that came out. We're going to rank them. It's not going to be like that. I'm going to focus on specific things from, I'm not going in order. I'm not going to go in order. I'm going to jump around. I'm going to have fun with it. But I also, if there's anything in particular from the 80s that you guys want to see me cover, like the Last Starfighter and Flight of the Navigator. I'm looking right at you, Tony. Looking right at you, bud. If you want to see those, stuff like that, because we've got that almost ready to go. We'll finish it probably by the 2080s. We'll have that ready to go when I'm 100 years old. No, but seriously, there's going to be a lot of 80s content coming up. And still, we'll do like the current pop culture news stuff will be on the live stream, Batwoman, and giving you those pop culture news videos. I don't know. I didn't win fucking views. Like, I only spent like an hour and a half making that. I only do it for my son. He was like, he loves Sonic. He's gonna watch it, but if you want to watch it, buddy, I'll make a video for you. So I made a video. Yeah, that's just how good of a dad I am. But no, you guys have been great this morning. I do have to go get ready for work now. Thank you all so much. Daisy Divine says, definitely Last Starfighter. Yeah, that movie's great. If they did that movie right, that could have been like another Star Wars franchise, because you really didn't have as much character development in that as you could have. And all right, you know what? Before we go, of a Last Starfighter reboot, or something like that they were going to do. Let's see. Oh, J-Man's in the chat. Last Starfighter, when playing video games, cool though. All those video games. Dagger from the 80s was great. You had Dabney Coleman in that. Orville Nation, hail PJ. Okay, I guess, you know what? I'll be late for work. We're going to keep going a little bit here. We'll keep going for a little while yet. Thank you guys for joining in, man. I appreciate it. Love The Last Starfighter. That movie, they didn't give you enough development with the world and the characters and the other planets. Like, was it Ryloth, I believe was the, or Rylo, I can't remember. I watched it, it was like a month ago when I was starting to work on the review that me and Tony have been working on for 9 years. But, no, it was, I'm ripping the shit out of him right now. It's such a good movie. It really is. I love the aesthetics of it for the time, they needed more development. We needed more information about the conflict, why it happened. It just seemed rushed to me. So I naturally want more of it. It did. It just kind of left you with, like, I want more of this. I want more. I need more information about these worlds and these characters. Let's see. Last Starfighter writer says the sequel with all the bells and whistles is still moving forward, but this is all from 2020. I don't see anything. I don't see anything new on it. But I don't want the image of the franchise, well, it's not a franchise, that's just one movie. I don't want it to be sullied. And I feel like if they did a reboot of that now, it would either be really good or it would be really bad. And I can see them just making it really bad. Like, I don't know, they probably make, I don't know. I don't even want to speculate. Because you guys know the drill. You know it. Modern, TV, a lot of these reboots do. They woke it up a little bit, and they don't want the original fan base because it's, people like me. They're just like, no, we don't want you. We want the blue hairs and the check marks off Twitter. And it's like, well, they don't spend money. They're not going to buy anything. You can make a toy line. Will Wheaton was in what? Last Starfighter? Will Wheaton was in an episode of Criminal Minds I watched yesterday. It was season 4, episode 4. I think it was called Paradise. He was a serial killer, and yeah, he got killed by getting hit by a semi. And I was like, take that, Wesley, you little bitch. No, I'm not a Will Wheaton fan. I'm really not. I never liked him. I wasn't a huge Next Generation fan, but that was the Star Trek show that was on when I was a kid. I watched a little bit of it because, like I said, there wasn't other than watching the VHS, tapes we recorded off like HBO, or Showtime, I can't remember what it was. There was no new Star Wars after 83 until 99, and then we got the Phantom Menace, and yeah, it just because I'm not an EU guy. I'm not. Hang on one second. I do the only piece of EU. It says he was in Last Starfighter. See, I don't remember him in there. PJ, I don't remember him being in the movie. The only EU book that I have is, as I'm walking back over here, which it was sitting on my end table in the living room because I tried to read it the other night, and I fell asleep. I'm not going to lie. By the time the show is over with, I'm done with my day. It's like 11:30, 12 o'clock, and I sit down on my chair, either in the den, I'm like, I'm going to play Madden, and I pass out. Or I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch a show, and next thing, I wake up, it's 3 in the morning, I'm on my couch. But it's right here. The Tale of the Bounty Hunters. Yeah, I started reading the IG. He had a small role. Oh, he was probably one of the teenagers in the beginning of the movie that was going like in the back of the truck. Excuse me, they're all supposed to go to the beach with Charlie, and his girlfriend ends up going with him instead of staying with him. I think that could be the only place where I remember him. I mean, unless they had him under makeup or something, and he was an alien. But he was young then. That was. God, he would have been a fucking kid. He might have been one of the kids in the mobile home court where Charlie lived. I think his name was Charlie. Yeah, it was Charlie, where he lived. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, okay. Like I said, I was like, it had to be something like that, just like he was on screen for the blink of an eye. But yeah, I kind of when we were watching, my wife and I were watching the episode of Criminal Minds yesterday. I laughed. He got smoked by that semi. I'm like, take that, Will Wheaton. Oh, I didn't even call him by the character name. Like, take that, Will Wheaton. I don't want Will Wheaton to get hurt. I just his characters, yes. Him, no. I don't wish harm on anybody. That's bad karma right there, ladies and gents. That is bad karma, and yeah, that's not something I need. So no, man, this has been fun. I like I said, I can keep going for a little while yet. I call it flex time. Or just ETEP time, because I just kind of show up when I want to. They're like, be here at 10. I'm like, okay, I'll take that bet. It's 9:59. Basically, this is me. They're like, okay, you have to be to work at 10. And I'm like, I'll be there when I want. And they look at me and they're like,
sheer fucking hubris.
I just uploaded that one. I used it. I used it in a video the other day, along with this. One of my favorites. Let me give her one more shout out here.
So
that never gets old. My wife hates it. Never gets old. But yeah, so Last Starfighter is Don't Be Late on It. Oh, dude, you guys are fine. You guys are fine. If I go in a little bit later, I just work over a little bit. I'm putting in a short day today too. So like I said, it's right before spring break. We don't have any plans. Don't have any plans for spring break. Oh my goodness. Holy moly. Ladies and gentlemen, he's gracing us with his presence. It's early where you are, bro. Latino Slant. What's up, Paulie? Congrats on hitting 1K. Congratulations. I appreciate you showing up, man, and I'm happy to see the success the channel's had. Tip of the cap to you, sir. And thank you, man. Thank you. We talked a little bit last night about the new National Treasure TV show. And like I said, Deadline, I was looking at, I wanted to look at this when I saw the article. I wanted to look at how the different websites, the trades were covering it. Deadline said they have a Latina lead. And then I looked at one of the albums, they're like, Latinx lead. I'm like, at least Deadline got it right. Because, like I said, I've had that discussion with Paulie and other, like I said, one of my brother-in-laws is Mexican, the other one is Colombian, and I'm like, what do you guys think of this? Like, no. You know, it's just it's something that the damn white people just say, hey, look, this is what we got to do. This is what we got to do. And like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do us any favors, please. Don't do us any favors. But no, they are doing a National Treasure TV show. And you know what? Let me just pull the article back up here. I've still got the outline up from last night. Just so I can show you this. Here it is right here. Mira, what's her name? Mira Nair is going to direct. Yeah, this is, let me get this here. Let me pull this up. Make sure I don't add two of me to the stream or go to another version of StreamYard like I did last time, which was my bad. Let me see here. Let's see. Going to be a disaster either way. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Paulie. It's not going to, I mean, this show, it won't have legs. It won't go anywhere. It'll be like Joe Swanson. It'll have no legs, Peter. Well, he's got legs. They just don't work. Let's see. Let me get here. That's what she said. Keep going. I'm not there yet. I'm like, bitch, I'm tired. Here we go. National Treasure TV series with Latina lead, greenlighted. Shouldn't that be greenlit by Disney Plus? Greenlighted. Doesn't that just sound like clunky writing to you? I don't know. I have issues with the writing, first of all. Second of all, I have issues with the show. And then, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of National Treasure. Like, I saw the first movie. The second one, I watched it. I just don't really remember it. And isn't this the guy from The Hangover? I think that is. That's Doug. Doug. Yeah, that's Doug. You know, he was in a TV show. Like, it was funny. Everybody else from The Hangover had a modicum of success, except for him. Like, there was he was supposed to be like the main, well, you know, quote, the main character was getting married. Obviously not the main character of the movie, because he's the most forgettable one in the entire cast. Even Heather Graham was more memorable than he was. You know, Rob Riggle was more, you know, memorable than he was. But yeah, this is gonna be kind of a mess. It's Jerry Bruckheimer is working on it. Original writers Marion and Cormac Wibberley. A reimagining. Whenever I see this word, okay, it's just, yeah, a reimagining of the National Treasure franchise. Reimagining is just nothing but coded language for, we're going to screw this up and you're going to have to take it. And it's like, come on. You know, Nicolas Cage isn't demanding a king's ransom for appearances these days. I don't understand why you wouldn't just try to bring him in. You know, I mean, granted, you know, he's a little older now, but I mean, it's not like you're asking him to, I mean, shit, I still think Nicolas Cage should play Ghost Rider, but you know, that's just me. You could have both Ghost Riders, and I'd be happy with that. But yeah, this is, Let's see here. Here's the brief synopsis. The series explores timely issues of identity, community, historical authorship, and patriotism, told from the point of view of Jess Morales, a 21-year-old, okay, so she's a dreamer. We know what the dreamers are, okay, who, with her diverse group of friends, set off on the adventure of a lifetime to uncover her mysterious family history and recover lost treasure. Okay, so with that being said, I look at the language used, and they say diverse group of friends, okay? Nobody, like I said, we touched on this earlier in the show, nobody has a problem, unless you're a complete bigot, with characters being diverse from different ethnic backgrounds. No problem. No problem there. There's no problem with diversity, really. There isn't. The problem is when you try to tout that as the crowning achievement of your entire project without giving the proper care to the writing of the story and the development of the characters. Because I just see this show, them propping it up on identity. I do. That's how I see it going. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I've never been wrong. I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken. So this is, it's got all the tools to be a dumpster fire. Let me go to the chat. Latino Slant says, reimagined by the same writers and an out-of-touch director. Hollywood in a sentence. Yes. Let's see. Nick's still slated to do the movie. Are they doing another movie? Is that what it is? Snorta Poopus Q Burr. Good morning. Good morning, Snorta Poopus Q Burr. Oh, diverse. It must be gooder than good then, Wretch. Daisy says agenda-driven crap. Vassy says this show is just going to be colonizers bad. I'm sure. I'm sure. But diversity allows Hollywood to use racism as a shield from criticism. It does. It does. That's the thing. It's like Batwoman. I get called a racist for my reviews, and I'm like, no, it's just a bad show. It's just a bad show. And in my, here we go. Here, Paulie, Latino Slant says, written by the same liberals that call the cops on scary Latinos while wearing BLM shirts. Get the fuck out of here. Yes. Yeah, yes. They're Latin. They're scary. Yeah. But then they'll be those same liberals will be the first ones to tell you that they know what you need better than you do. That's the problem with people like that. Snorta Poopus Q Burr says, how late arriving because of my snooze addiction. Hey, trust me, I was right there this morning. I didn't want to get up. My kid was up at 5:30. I was like, I don't want to. I tried to stay in bed as long as I could. The wife's getting ready for work. The boy's out there. I hear him yelling, Dad. I'm like, oh, come on. Can I just?
Woke us up at 5:30?
You did. You woke us up at 5:30. It wasn't when he messes up. He's my cat.
He's your cat.
That's what we're doing right now. This is what we're doing.
Don't you have to go to work?
If you guys see me get hit, please call help. Let's see. Latino Slant says, yes, they say one line at the day of the story about the movie. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't. Let me bounce down to the bottom of this here, and we'll take a look. Jess Morales is taking the torch from Benjamin Gates, National Treasure Films protagonist, played by Cage. Wibberley's executive produced with Jerry Bruckheimer. Television, ABC. Signature is the studio. Senior level writers are expected to join the Wibberleys, whose TV credits include LA's Finest. They have worked with Bruckheimer on several movies, including the first two National Treasure films and G-Force. I don't know what G-Force is. The development of the National Treasure series has been on parallel with tracks the long gestating trequel to John Turteltaub's movie franchise starring Cage, which brought in Chris Bremer as writer in 2020. Disney Plus has several upcoming series based on the movie, including Turner and Hooch, Mighty Ducks, and Beauty and the Beast spinoff. None of which anybody wants. Why do you need why do you need a story or a spin-off of Turner and Hooch? Oh my God. What? I mean, what year did Turner and Hooch get? That was like in the early 90s. Let's see. Turner and Hooch release year. 1989. Turner and Hooch came out in 1989. So you're telling me that you're going to do a spin? Okay, so that dog has been dead forever. I mean, you know, poor puppers, but you know, it's like saying, hey, we're going to do a spin-off of Benji the Hunted. Do we still have the dog? The dog's been dead for 35 years? Shit. How we work this. What is it, like the third generation or fourth generation of puppies of Hooch? I mean, and Tom Hanks is hiding in Greece. Why? I don't know. But seriously, like, why do you need a spinoff of Turner and Beauty and the Beast? What? Like, what? Oh. Nothing beats a slobbering dog remake. Maybe Tom Hanks is bored. Here we go. Godzillionaire says Cyborg Hooch. Yeah, that's it. You know, he's been, you know, cryogenically frozen since, you know, 92 or something. Why? This is basically me to Hollywood when they're like, hey, do you want a reboot about this? Do you want a reboot about? I'm just like, over there.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
I want to ask him why. Here we go. They built Hooch in Wakanda. Oh, I wish I had my Wakanda gif right now. I wish I had my Wakanda gif. Oh, this just. I don't know. These people have, like I said, to me, it just speaks to an over exorbitant amount of stupidity and just a cash grab to try to do this. Let's see. ETEP says, check your Twitter DM. This pissed me off. We discussed it last night. All right, here. You know, why am I going on my phone? I can do it on my computer. I'm so used to going on Twitter on my phone. Let me check my DMs here. Let's see. All right, here we go. I'm going to. Let's see. How do I get? Jesus, pop up. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna screen share this. Thank you, Paulie. Let's screen share this. So this will be this. See, how about a genetic combining of Hooch and the xenomorph alien, acidic slobber but cute. Take my money. They just moved into an Austin neighborhood. Now they want to end one of its traditions. Car clubs have gathered for decades at Chicano Park in East Cesar Chavez neighborhood, but the residents of the new luxury apartment building have started oh my God. Why would you do that? Why would you call the police on it? It's a car club. Okay, I'm not going to lie. That car looks dope as fuck. Oh my God. Yeah, see, that's like what I want to do to my dad's. My dad's got it's a Olds Delta 88 Royale that I'm probably going to buy from him when I move so I have room to store it. But yeah, I need some. That reminds me of my old, my Park Avenue. I had a 86 Park Avenue Electra. I had 5-star, or not 5-star, but I had 100 spoke Dayton's on. Yeah. Oh God, I miss that car. I miss that car so much. And if you're wondering, I totaled it. But anyway, here we go. This is an electric blue vintage Cadillac known as a Slab. Yeah, man, that is those rims. I'd be afraid of something happening to those. The fleet of several dozen cars pulled into East Austin's Fiesta Gardens, or Chicano Park, as locals call it, on a recent weekend, with the booming of powerful stereo systems announcing their arrival. See, to me, that would be just like home. And I say that not that I live in an area like that, but because I grew up having, subwoofers and all that. I mean, Yeah, I did. I used to do car audio competitions in my early 20s. It was fun. So let's see. After a few loops around the park, some drivers, most of them black and Latino men in their 20s and 30s, driving customized lowriders, bright candy-colored slabs. Oh, I love that candy paint. Oh man, that to where it, like when it's all nice and polished up, it still looks. It's got like that wet look to it. Oh, that is. I love cars like that. I really do. My dad just builds customs. He doesn't do lowriders, but he does muscle cars. He just did a 66 Fairlane, all original from the ground up. I mean, he's got a collection of engines that would turn your head. And jacked up trucks with flashy chrome rims packed into a nearby middle school parking lot. Some unloaded barbecue grills, toddlers, pit bulls, and cracked open beers, blasted Texas hip-hop and Tejano music. One of the Tejano music, I got to say, I do have a little bit of experience with that because when I was working in Saginaw, as a pro wrestler, we worked at a all Latino Nights of Columbus hall. The DJ that I worked with when I was ring announcing, his name's Frank Midel. He is a Marine. Big shout out to Frank. And he's a DJ. He does, it's called Midwest Tejano Radio, and I used to listen to him. So yeah, he kind of introduced me to the music, man. And yeah, it's a beautiful, vibrant music and a beautiful culture. And this is the thing, man. This is the thing I don't get about people who have bigoted views towards other races. There's beauty in every culture out there. There's beauty in every culture, and you can appreciate that. You have to learn to appreciate the beauty in other people's cultures, man. That is the thing with us as a country. Is like I think there's a certain lack of empathy and understanding in today's world, and we kind of need to get back in touch with that. I don't want to preach. Let's get back into this article. Let's see. Others joined a slow-moving carousel that flowed from the parking lot into the street and back again, swerving from side to side. That's called tipping. And occasionally screeching their tires, unleashing plumes of white smoke that covered the block in a light haze. Some variation of this assembly had taken place nearly every Sunday afternoon since the early 90s, but now many residents of the Weaver, a newly built luxury apartment building across the street, whose website promises renters access to a, quote, community that is rich in history and tradition, have decided it's time for the weekly event to come to an unceremonious end. Some of the building's residents defend the car club gatherings and note they predate the Weaver residents' arrival in the neighborhood, but many others have grown tired of the loud music, annoyed by the traffic, and turned off by the smell of skidding tires. One particularly vocal tenant, a non-Hispanic white woman with short blonde hair, who appeared to be in her 50s, claimed that the smoke from the tires was killing nearby trees, and that the traffic from the gathering would make it impossible for an ambulance to reach her in the event of a medical emergency, though 2 other roads to the apartment building remain accessible at all times. Another Weaver resident voiced more generalized criticism, calling the event a display of toxic masculinity. What the hell? You know what? I have a gift for this too. Let me find it. Let me find my man. Let me find him. He's here somewhere. And this is what.
Fuck that puto.
I'll say it again for the ones in back that didn't hear it.
Fuck that puto.
Yeah, thanks, George. What is wrong with these people? Oh Lord. Yeah, there is nothing. There is nothing better than that. I love that smell of burnt tires, man. Yeah, so Karen, we'll call her, is complaining. This is toxic masculinity. Yeah, well, let me tell you what kind of white people use that language. It ain't people like me. I'll just put it that way. We should shut this thing down, a third resident who blamed the lack of police response on the, quote, idiotic city council's decision to slash the Austin Police Department's budget, wrote in March on a building forum. Indeed, at a recent gathering, a non-Hispanic white tenant had flagged 2 police vehicles and pleaded with officers to disband the celebration, calling it scary. Okay. Oh. And these are the same people that, like Paulie said, will wear a BLM shirt and talk about how bad the white people are. And yeah, it's just, oh God. What up, my sketchbook 340? How you doing, brother? I am good. I am good, thank you. Yeah, and Daisy Divine said it right. They're probably the same people that want the police defunded. Nano Reaper says Austin, Texas is a shithole. What's up, Nano Reaper? How you doing, my man? Let's jump back into this article. We should shut this thing down. They called it scary. The officers eventually drove off without taking any action. Even though the event sometimes violates noise and traffic ordinances, it doesn't pose a major threat to anyone in the Weaver, nor does it break any city rules. By the Sunday I went to the park, the building had posted a security guard in the driveway in response to the growing outrage among its residents and concerns for their safety. Several angry residents gathered near him. A few threatened to call the police. A frustrated woman from Chicago who said she winters in Austin and would not be renewing her lease wondered aloud about the financial toll the gathering would exact upon the Weaver, which is owned by the Graystar Real Estate Partners, an international developer based in Charleston, South Carolina. The regional manager who oversees Graystar's Austin properties did not respond to repeated requests for an interview. The conflict between residents of the Weaver and the Car Club is a microcosm of a larger struggle between professionals newly arriving in Texas, many of them tech workers in the Black and Latino neighborhoods across East Austin, that the newcomers are transforming through gentrification, with large tech companies including Apple, Oracle, and Samsung expanding operations in Austin, and many more making plans to relocate there. Such conflicts have accelerated during the pandemic. Surrounded by new neighbors, many native Austinites say they're often made to feel unwelcome in their own communities. For the car clubs, which gather in public parks on the front lines of gentrification, the feeling has been especially amplified. Yeah, dude, these guys want to come and show off their whips. Why not? You want to come show off your ride? Dude, what the hell? Like, why would you, why? Why are you complaining about this? Dude, these guys aren't breaking, they're not breaking. As long as they're not driving intoxicated, like I said, they said someone will have their kids with them. As long as you're not driving drunk or doing drugs, on public property, having a few beers, it's just like tailgating. You're barbecuing. Why not? Let them have fun. What's up, Godzillionaire? He says, the rest of Texas treats Austin like that weird cousin no one likes. My Sketchbook 340 says, okay, what are we talking about? Okay, so this article centers on car clubs in Austin, Texas, comprised of mostly Black and Latino members, gathering on Sundays across from a newly gentrified apartment building that a bunch of these people probably migrated from California, and they're these white liberals. They want to move out of California, but they want to take the California lifestyle with them, and it's like, it's not like that. You don't, that's the problem. If I move to an area, like when I moved, before I moved back here, when I moved, I don't automatically move to a new neighborhood and expect everybody in that neighborhood to cater to my whims and my needs. It's my job as somebody new there to figure out, the flow of the neighborhood, how people are, and fit in accordingly, and not the other way around. It's just, Snorta Poopus Q versus Spectrum just showed up, about to be disconnected for a bit. Grr. I have Spectrum too. I hate him. I hate Spectrum. It's overpriced, and yeah, at least I have good service, but it is overpriced. Yeah, let's go back into this article here. Let's see. It says, though elements of the old neighborhood remain intact, the community's character has been conspicuously altered. Modest homes with porches where neighbors used to gather and chat at the end of the workday have been torn down and replaced with hulking multi-story abodes that rise above security fencing. In 2015, Jumpalin, a beloved piñata store that had become a colorful symbol of the neighborhood's Latino heritage, was bulldozed without warning. In its place, a cafe catering to cat owners was erected and has since closed. Well, of course it closed. You open a cafe catering to cat owners, there might not be that many single cat ladies there. You think about that? What'd Vassy say? Much like fandoms, most people don't want to fit into the group. They want the group to fit around them. Yeah. My brother calls them the rectum. Yep. These people are just assholes. Let's see. Chalet Nafus, Nafus, Chalet. If I'm pronouncing this wrong, I apologize. A local historian and longtime professor at Austin Community College has lived in East Cesar Chavez since 1975. Sitting on his large front porch, facing a wall of new hotels rising a few blocks to the west, the 78-year-old told me the first wave of non-Hispanic white residents were artists who wanted to live in a, quote, thriving, warm community and partake in the culture. But he said now many of the newest residents obsess over exaggerated threats to their safety. Next door, a neighborhood social media app bristles with concern about unfamiliar vehicles being parked across the street and complaints about loud music that violates city noise ordinances, or a homeless man who has peacefully paced the neighborhood for decades. I have to refrain from responding, "Good Lord, don't you understand where you're living and what this once was?" Nafus said. But it's too late now. The tsunami has arrived. East Cesar Chavez is far from the only Austin community to face a wave of outsiders and raising property values. Austin is routinely ranked among the fastest growing big cities in the United States, with about 1 million transplants migrating to the area over the past 2 decades, according to the city's Chamber of Commerce. The new arrivals have forced many black residents to move out of the city. In 2000, about 10% of Austin's 656,000 residents were black. By 2017, that percentage has dropped to around 7.5%, as thousands decamped for more affordable suburban communities, such as, is that Pflugerville, about 15 miles northeast of the capital. Social gatherings, such as the weekend car club meetups, have become ever more important as those traditional communities fracture. A lot of us grew up here and were pushed out of this, how we come home to spend time with family and friends, explained Roderick Country Davis, a 34-year-old City of Austin Aviation Department employee and founder and president of the Hands Full of Cash Car Club. Davis, who lives in East Austin, has seen many of his friends priced out of the area in recent years, calls big automobiles, loud music, and barbecue a Texas tradition. For decades, clubs such as Davis's have gathered on Sundays in Givens Park, a 60-year-old East Austin community hub named after Dr. Everett Givens, one of Austin's most famous black civil rights activists. The park is about 4 miles northeast of Fiesta Gardens. Now many new residents call the cops on the club, in a gathering that had allowed Davis to wind down with loved ones before the work week has started to leave him on edge. You think you're just calling and they're like going to kick us out. But it could always lead to something more, he said. It sucks because we've been doing this for so long. Many neighborhood residents have asked City Council member Natasha Harper Madison, who grew up going to Sunday barbecues with her family at Givens Park, to step in. And she said she had some success de-escalating police calls by challenging new residents to talk through their fears, as well as their concerns about noise and traffic. This is kind of funny, though, I'm not going to lie. That's a Chrysler 200 and a Chevy Impala. To me, that doesn't scream muscle car, but I mean, maybe I used to sell Chrysler 200s and I know what kind of horsepower they don't have. Yeah. This is somebody who's owned what I have. I had 2 Chrysler 300s. One of them was all murdered out. It was fun. I love that car, but I only drive trucks now. Ugh, they're complaining about gentrification again. Get a job, lazy hippies, then you can afford to live there. Oh, my sketchbook, dude, you're awesome. Who pimps a Chrysler 200? Dude, I say the same thing. I've seen that, and I'm just like, why? Why would you do? But hey, you know what? I guess if that's the ride you got and you want to trick it out, then you do you. You know what I mean? I don't want to judge, but yeah, it just seems a little bit. I don't know. It's like pimping a Dodge Avenger out. You know, you know, you're not gonna put 24 karat gold Daytons on a Dodge Avenger. I mean, you might, but I don't know. I just don't think it's a good move. On a recent Sunday afternoon, damn, it's a long article. But we'll stop it there because we can just conversate about this a little bit because I do have to end the show here pretty soon. The Weaver looks ready for a coal roll. Now, see, Nano Reaver, I'm very familiar with the rolling coal crowd because I live in a very country ass area. And yeah, there's a lot of people with those kind of rigs around here, and yeah, I don't have one. I don't mind if you want to do something to your car, go for it. I don't care. I'm not gonna complain about a car club meetup though. You know what I mean? I don't care. They're not hurting anybody. These people are just oversensitive assholes who are afraid of their own shadow, And like I said, these are the ones that are going to yell at me and call me a bigot and call me a racist, but they're the ones that are actually calling the police and harassing these black and Latino people who've been doing this for decades, just trying to wind down, enjoy yourselves, have a little bit of fun, show off your ride, and do a little cruising, and then you got to deal with this bullshit. It's a joke. It's a complete joke. It is. Yeah. Like, okay, if you want to move, like I said, man, if you want to move to the neighborhood, move to the neighborhood, but don't expect the neighborhood to change for you. Don't. That's very ignorant. That is, stop, you're being ignorant. Oh, hell. You guys have been great this morning. Thank you all for joining us. I do appreciate it. If you're not yet, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. We are 4 subscribers away from 600, and I want to hit 1,000. I want them next 400 to come quick. I want to get it out of the way. Like I said, guys, I've got new content lined up. We're gonna go back to the 80s. We're gonna be reviewing stuff like that. I've got a panel that is gonna be reviewing the original V miniseries. We're gonna record those and upload them here on the channel because the original V miniseries is great. Yeah, it is, man. There's a lot of 80s entertainment we're going to be talking about coming up here in my I Love the 80s series. So thank you guys. You'll still have all the live streams. Tomorrow night, join myself, Tony Tone Deaf, who just hit 100 subscribers his first day on the internet. And check out his Lucasfilm, Why Lucasfilm Continually Defeats the Fandom Menace video. Don't let the title fool you. It's a long video. It's well worth a watch. Congrats, Tony. That video is going to hit 200 views, over 200 views today. Great job, man. He's over 100 subs now. Is a wonderful co-host and just an even better friend. So thank you, Tony. Let's see. Wait, Nano Reaper. Let me go back to your comment. And it says, then they call you a racist, but the second homie rolls through the neighborhood in the 6'4", they're like calling the SWAT team on him. Yeah, absolutely. Because they are. They're afraid. They're afraid of the people that they pretend to champion the cause of. They don't really like them. They just like the social networking or social media clout. I'm an idiot. Self-deprecating humor happens to be my speciality. But no. Snortapoopas Q-Burr says, yay, back in time just for the end. Yes. Snortapoopas Q-Burr, Daisy Divine, Latino Slant, Clown World Review, Nano Reaper, Godzillionaire, My Sketchbook 340, Vassy. Who else was here this morning? There's been a bunch of you that came through, man. Orville Nation, PJ, thank you. I have to get you on the channel. I do. I have to get you on the show. I'll shoot you a DM. We'll get this set up. But yeah, thank you all for watching and subscribing to the channel. And please share the video. Give it a like. You guys are, I can't say this enough. And I'm not just saying this to curry favor with my audience. I'm saying this because I truly do appreciate you all. And you spending your time this morning here with me and contributing to me being late for work, which is fine because my job is, I'm good. They're not going to do anything to me. I'm fine. I'm not untouchable, but I'm untouchable. I'm Teflon. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Let me find the outro here. I always have problems with this because I have like the max amount of clips that I can load up here, and I have 900 intros, and we have bumpers, and yeah. Thank you guys all for coming out this morning and checking out the stream. Remember, tomorrow we'll have Fandom Menace Friday Night Live, 7 p.m. Eastern until 8:30. Myself, Tony Tone Deaf. I think Angelos Draven's gonna come on. I gotta find another guest for tomorrow. Will probably be an hour and a half tomorrow night, 90-minute time limit, because I'll have another stream to jump on at 9 Eastern. So we'll go from 7 to 8:30 tomorrow night. I know we ran a 3-hour show last night. This one is just a shade under 2 hours this morning, which I usually do about 90 minutes. So extra content. And I said, I want to get to 1,000. I just want to get it out of the way. My watch hours are done. I got 5,000 watch hours. I'm done with that. I just want to get to that 1,000 mark. And the monetization, the desire for monetization for me to reach that 1,000 subscriber mark is not out of greed. Because trust me, if I was doing this for the money, I'm in the wrong line of work. Because I know how much it takes to make a living off YouTube. I want to get monetized so I can take that money and just throw it all back into the channel and do different things and get a different setup. When I move, I'm going to have a regular studio. I will have a wall that is a green screen. There will be a lot more coming. You guys just have to stick with me and have faith that I'm doing this for you as well as me, because this is a surrogate replacement for my career in professional wrestling and my former work in FM radio. So I thank you all so very much. I sound like Mike Zero. I've done too many Mike Zero impressions. It's wearing on me, guys. It's wearing on me. But I'm Tepo Kuina, the place to be, Reivews. I've been here with all of yous. And remember, if I don't see ya, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and I'll catch you on the next one. Star-Lord, take us away.